Alright guys, for this video we are making a car. You're going to draw a car using draw tools in Google Drawings. So if you look in the shapes up in the corner at the top here, you can see there's lots of different shapes that you might want to use for your car. You can draw a truck, a car, an SUV, any kind of vehicle that you would like to draw. You can make it futuristic, anything you want. Okay, so this is completely up to you what you want to draw and how you draw it. So you want to take a shape, probably one of these shapes, to create the body shape first. And so you can just click on one of these shapes, and then you get the little crosshairs, and you can just drag the shape out there. If you want to give it a color right away, you can certainly do that by going to the fill color and then choosing a color for it. So I'll make this car red. And if I click on it, I can see in the corners there's some little yellow dots, yellow diamonds, and it depends on the shape, but each shape will have different little options. So this one has, on that side, it has a straight slant and then a curve on the end. So if I click outside of the shape, I can see what it looks like that. And then you can go ahead and start adding some other shapes. So I can take a circle and make a wheel. To make a straight circle, or a perfect circle, hold down the Shift key. So I'm holding down the Shift key and then click and draw your circle, and that will make a perfect circle instead of an oval. Okay, if it's too big, you can make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to hold down the Shift key and make it a little bit smaller, and then I can click right there like that. Okay. Now once I have my first wheel, if you want the other wheel to look the exact same size and the shape and everything, you want to make a duplicate of it, that would be fine. If you want it to be a little bit smaller or bigger, that's fine too. But I'm going to make a copy of this, so I have it selected right now. A couple of ways I can copy it. One way is to go to edit right here and copy. Now this doesn't always work, especially at school. Our computers have it blocked, but you can see that copy is Control C and then paste is Control V. So if it doesn't work for you, you may not be able to do that. So I just went to copy, and now I'm going to go to paste, and then it does work. For some reason, the student computers don't work sometimes. So instead, I'm going to show you how to do Control C. So Control C makes a copy of it after I select it. And then I hold down Control and do the letter V, and then that does the same thing. Okay, so Control C, Control V. So I've got my wheels there, and before I do that, actually, let's do this. Let's go ahead and color it. And before we color it, I'm going to put another shape inside the middle of it. I'm going to put another circle. So hold down the Shift key, and I'm going to make another circle inside, and I'm going to move that until it looks like it's centered right there. And now I'm going to click on the bigger circle and make it black. For a tire, click in the middle here. You can do whatever color you want with that. So now these are actually two pieces. So if I try to drag this one piece here, it'll go away from the other piece. So I'm going to undo. So what I'll do instead is if I click on this shape and then I hold down the Shift key and click on the other one, they're actually both selected now. I don't know if you saw that. So if I'll show you again. So I'll click the first shape and then hold down Shift, and then click on any other shapes I want to add to my selection, and now they're both selected. Okay, and then what I could do is I can move it like I just did, or I can do Control C, which actually copies the whole thing including the center, and then Control V, and that'll paste a duplicate of both parts because both circles were selected. Okay, and then we can put it right over there, and then you can go in and add some more shapes. So let's say for the windshield, I want something like this. I can make it smaller. I can go like this. I can take this little thing like that. You just have to play around. So this is not the best looking car, but that's okay. You can be a lot more creative than I am going to be. So I'm going to do this kind of quickly just to show you. So I don't want to spend too much time here, but you could do something like that. If I take another rectangle, I can draw a rectangle that kind of goes up here like that. And I'm going to zoom in. So I'm going to take the zoom tool right here and zoom in a little bit so I can see a little bit better. go back to my selector, my arrow tool, which lets me click on objects, and I'm going to move that one up there. I'm going to slide this guy over, oops, slide it over here a little bit, and then I need to get another rectangle, so I'm going to get another rectangle, and this does look kind of weird, so you'll just have to kind of play around with it. I'm going to take this little dot in the corner here and rotate it a little bit, and go like this, and it looks a little odd because things are kind of just stuck, sort of tacked on together there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can click on this big object here. I'm going to go to Arrange and bring it to the front. And now it'll jump in front of every other object, so the wheels will be kind of gone. So I'm going to click on, hold down the Shift key and select both these things here and bring these back to the front. Whoops, bring to front. Click, hold down Shift, click. These two circles are selected. Arrange, order, bring to front. Now those popped back up front. And the reason I had to do that was I moved this big giant, the body of the car, to the front so it would cover this up. But by doing that, it jumped in front of the wheels too. So you kind of just have to play around with this. So this one, I don't like the overlap here, so I want it to be on top of this shape. So I'm going to click on this shape, go to Arrange, Order, Bring to Front, and you can kind of see how that looks. So it's up to you how you want to play around with it. One other thing you can do to kind of get make it look a little more seamless is every object has a border. So it says border weight, border color is black. I can change it to the same color as the fill, which is the inside, the paint bucket color. And you can kind of see that disappears, that line. So I can click on this shape. I can do the same thing and essentially disappear the line. So you can kind of do that. Okay, I mean that's something you could do. If you click on the, to get out back to a normal zoom, I click on the arrow right here and I can go back to the word fit, and that'll come back to this here. And obviously this is not the best windshield to start with. So you'll want to maybe, I don't even want to do that. I can just kind of, let's see, can I don't even want to use this. So I'm going to click out of there like that. I might just do some triangles and things like that. So let's say I just wanted to do a triangle shape for my windshield like that, and I'm going to send it to the back. Send it, whoops, order, arrange, order, send to back. And you can kind of see, and then you can take other shapes like a rectangle, and I'm just going to kind of hide it. I'm going to kind of trick the computer here, and it's on top of things. So if I zoom in, I can see that it's on top of things. So I take my selector tool, my arrow, I click it, and I send it to the back, order, and then I get rid of I can make the border, which is this line around the box of it. I can make it also transparent, so there's no border. Okay. Now this one has a border here, so I'm going to make this one transparent also. Okay, so you can kind of see how that goes. So you can play around with it. It's going to take a little while, so we will work on this just drawing of the car for the first week, and I might have you add some writing to it the last week of school. Okay, all right, good luck. And if you want to look at some other pictures of cars before you get started, you can certainly search that on the internet to get an idea of how to do that.